So, spoiler warning for anyone that does not read the manga. If you are an anime-only watcher, I highly suggest that you bounce. It's for your own health and minds too, because I don't want to be in charge with whatever you do in your life if you find out about what's to come. And it involves Zoro. So, spoiler warning, because the Zoro greatness, I do not want to tarnish that in your pure minds. I don't, okay? But you can check out my anime reaction content. That'll be awesome as hell. Watch that on my anime reaction playlist. And if you want to, you can support your boy with a thumbs up, with a subscription for the anime content, obviously, on that playlist. And of course, click on the bell to join the notification squad. Mainly for the manga readers, but anime only cats, if you want to risk it, fair enough. Just listen, I am innocent. I'm innocent. Whatever you want to do in your life afterwards, and you get spoiled, not on my hands. That being said, I want to talk about what I saw, what I reread in the Roger flashback. Because I was actually doing some stuff for the videos, and then it kind of dawned on me, actually, that Oden probably wasn't salty at all. In fact, he was very, very curious. And it goes in lockstep with the idea that Oden actually got exponentially stronger after his voyage with Whitebeard and Roger, and when he came back to Wano Country. Exponentially stronger. So, I'm talking about Roger and Oden's first clash, if you want to call it a clash, where Roger blows back Oden with a divine departure, a pretty cool looking attack. Oden, of course, again gets blown back. He pops back up. I say, what was that? And then he runs towards Roger. I gotta have a word with you, dog. For real. Now, again, at first I thought he was mad salty because Oden is the Chad of Chads. And then a, quote, random pirate, but like still a high-ranking pirate, a random pirate blasted his ass with a pretty big attack. And then afterwards, Roger and Whitebeard do their clash, that epic, extravagant clash. But now that I've actually read it a few more times, it kind of touched on me. Hold on, time out. The divine departure, that's probably an air cut that's actually imbued with Conqueror's Haki. And it's safe to say that Oden at that time did not know that you could actually imbue Conqueror's Haki into attacks. So when Oden experienced that for the first time, he was so thrown off guard. Because in the manga, we see it has the black sparks, which would indicate Conqueror's Haki. But it depends, obviously, because we've seen Armaki clashes where we see black sparks, and Conqueror's Haki, they appear to be thicker, I suppose. I'm not too sure exactly. It's hard to gauge, honestly, whether it's Conqueror's Haki imbued or Armor Haki and that's it. So it could be an Armor Haki thing. However, when you look at the anime, the Divine Departure looks really, really, really unique. It's a black cut, and you can say based on the color scheme, it's based on Mihawk's cut when he cuts the tsunami, the frozen tsunami in Marineford, where it's like a black invisible wave of some kind. But then, it actually is thicker, has more substance to it, and then we see these blue particles in the pitch black air cut that Roger does. And so, the belief on my part was that this attack may have been a very devastating air cut, and it was kind of like Zoro's air cut that we see in the anime, when he cuts the magistrate and then fights the samurais. Because when we see those air cuts, they're actually purple, when normally they were blue before. So to me, that means that he's actually imbuing Armor Haki into those cuts. But the color scheme is darker, where it's a more like a darkerish purple, where before they were like a lighter blue. So when I look at the Divine Departure now, I'm like, okay, actually there's a good chance, knowing that he got blown back, Oden knows Armor Haki clearly at this point in time, especially one based on the anime where we see the Totsuka waterfall and that's Armor Haki clearly on it. So he knows Armor Haki obviously at this point in time. And air cuts aren't anything special at this point in time in the story. Like not like back in the day. No, they're not special now. So then what about this cut? What about the Divine Departure itself was so special? Conqueror's Haki. Yeah. So again, I didn't like really think about it until like now. That, oh yeah, hold on, actually, it was probably Conqueror's Haki imbued. And then it's safe to say that Roger taught Oden about imbuing your attacks with Conqueror's Haki off screen. Because Roger did that. Roger taught him this is how you imbue Conqueror's Haki into your attacks. Well, I guess maybe Roger / Rayleigh, because Rayleigh knows Conqueror's Haki, but we have no idea at this point in time if Rayleigh can actually imbue his attacks with Conqueror's Haki. Maybe? But I'm not too sure, because again, according to Kaido, only a select few, a very small minority, could actually do that. And then that leads to Zoro. So Zoro, it's safe to say that he has Conqueror's Haki, that he can do to attacks, though it's safe to say, and not a complete guarantee, because there's still some inconsistencies there between what we see with Oden and Kaido, what we see with Roger and Whitebeard, what we see with Luffy and Kaido, and then Zoro and Kaido. There's inconsistencies when it comes to Zoro and Conqueror's Haki. Hopefully in the future we get full-on confirmation where we see Zoro actually knock out people and then do Conqueror's Haki things, and then we can say, okay, yes, Zoro does have, in fact, Conqueror's Haki fully. But I don't want to get too deep in the inconsistencies and intricacies of Zoro having Conqueror's Haki or not. I guess another video for another day. But I do lean towards him having the ability. Yes, I do. So, Zoro's Conqueror's Haki, imbued in his attacks, in his air cuts, may now, in the future, start to look like we see with Roger's. Where with Roger's air cut, the Divine Departure in the manga, it's white, but we see the black sparks on the side of it. That denotes the Conqueror's Haki, probably. Again, I'm assuming that. And then also what may happen as well is that we see the color scheme of Zoro's attacks kind of change a little bit when he's using Conqueror's Haki. In the anime, and we see it recently in one of the episodes, it's kind of denoted to that these swords have different auras. One sword has a purple-ish aura, one sword has a red-ish aura, that kind of stuff. And I think when he applies Conqueror's Haki, we're going to see other shifts in the color of the auras as well. And even though it's not really consistent, I think we kind of do see it with the Flying Dragon Blaze, where the Flying Dragon Blaze is similar, I think, to Mihawk's cut he does the Tsunami. Now, albeit that's more so an Enma thing, probably, rather than a Conqueror's Haki thing, but that goes, again, more towards the intricacies of whether or not it's actually Conqueror's Haki or not that Zoro's utilizing. At the end of the day, again, we are basing on Zoro having Conqueror's Haki full-blown, then it's safe to say that we're going to see the lightning sparks on his air cuts and other attacks. Or in the anime, they're going to have some crazy particle effects, like what Roger had for his Divine Departure. And potentially, Zoro's strongest attack will have effects that mimic this fully. So let's say Zoro's final crazy Mega Astra against Mihawk, or I guess Fujitora, whatever, right? He does that, and in the anime, it has very similar pitch black particle effects, something of that sort. Because the anime notation for Conqueror's Haki, and also Ryo as well, is very different than the mangas. In the mangas, it's not really clear. And that, I think, has been a problem when it comes to denoting Armor Haki, Ryo Armor Haki, or even Conqueror's Haki. It's a hard thing to gauge a lot of times in the manga. Again, having black sparks in your attack and that alone doesn't necessarily mean they're using Conqueror's Haki, I'd argue, for that attack. So the anime, I think, is clearing it up in their own unique way. And I just want to note to that, because I think moving forward for Zoro, that's what we're going to be seeing in anime for damn sure. In the manga, and more sparks for the attacks. Absolutely. So I just want to note it to that, because the parallel of scarring Kaido from Oden to Kaido with Zoro to Kaido is there. It's clearly there. So I think the effects as well should mimic that of folks that could imbue their attacks with Conqueror's Haki, whether it is Zoro, whether it is Oden, or whether it is Gold D. Roger. And Gold D. Roger is the first person we've seen to actually imbue Conqueror's Haki into an air cut like that. Not the whole no touching thing, but an actual projectile long range air cut. And Zoro does that a lot. So moving forward, we could see that as well. Absolutely. So let me know your stance on the quick video at hand. I'm gonna see y'all later. You guys and gals, take care, stay safe, have a nice one.